Our added value juice business is now using another process to add value to a waste stream, which we're then putting through a chicken, upcycling that waste, in this case, into eggs. I'm James Smith and I'm the Managing Director at Loddington Farm Ltd down here in beautiful Kent. The Smith family have been here since 1882 and I'm the 5th generation of Smiths on the farm. Historically, we were growing apples, red apples for UK supermarkets, but I've moved away from that in recent years and converted all of our orchards to organic production and also trying to champion regenerative farming practices. In 2020, we acquired a juice business making juices from apples and pears. One of the byproducts of that is obviously pulp. As part of this project, what we're doing now is we're feeding that pulp to Black Soldier Fly Larvae, and then we're feeding those to chickens. I think everything we're trying to do is all about kind of a circular business, so we're always trying to keep waste on farm and add value to it until we've got a saleable product. It represents the way I want to farm. When you apply the ecosystem approach and you try and mimic nature, you always see these circular economies in nature, and that's really what we're trying to replicate. Chickens go absolutely mad for creepy crawlies. You know, that's one of their main protein sources when they're left to forage in a kind of like a natural way. So our birds are out and about, scratching around in the grass, finding naturally occurring creepy crawlies, and this is another way of supplementing that diet with some more healthy grubs. For the chickens to be out and about in the sunshine and in long grass chasing bugs around is just exactly how a chicken should live. So we're real advocates for trying to get the animal in its behaving as naturally as possible, and they're not likely to peck each other if they've got something to chase. So I think the animal welfare issue is meaningful, but also the byproduct of the Black Soldier Fly Larvae, which is the frass, which is an amazing soil conditioner and fertilizer, also ends up on our ground as well, scratched in by the chickens. Most farmers are short on time, short on cash, and often like to stick with what they know, but they generally need showing, and I'm certainly one of those. Richard Small from InsPro is great. He's very knowledgeable, brings a lot of energy, and he's a pragmatic approach to make sure that the whole thing can fit in with our farm system. As a farmer in the past, I really didn't have a brand and I didn't really have many ways of connecting with our consumers. I think the Gather and Grow brand is a great concept. It's quirky, it's got the chicken eating a grub, and it's selling a new concept to a consumer in a kind of a approachable and an interesting way. Consumers are becoming more discerning about where their food comes from. And so when you can start telling a story and tell them how it fits and how that its food is as natural and as unadulterated as possible, then they're more willing to spend their money with us as a farmer that wants to work in that way than maybe they are with their local supermarket. The Adopt grant is an essential part of getting things like this off the ground. A lot of farms are cash poor at the moment. So where there is a grant that is able to help fund and facilitate some of these novel projects, then I think it's really important, and it's the only way you're really going to get it underway. The Adopt process is relatively straightforward. Most farmers are now becoming fairly adept at applying for grants. So I think this is a good way of getting some funding out onto farm to push on with some of these projects. It's all about mixed farming now. It's kind of very, very diverse. We have retail, we have the juice business, and we still obviously have food production on the land, including our lovely laying hens that are making all that noise. We also have Loddington Farm shop here, which sells whatever we can produce from the farm. Our eggs are on sale there, as well as the juices we make. We also have a taproom on the farm, so you can come around, see how we farm and have a pint afterwards. So yeah, come and say hello. If you'd like to know any more about either what we're doing here at Loddington or what InsPro are doing with the Black Soldier Fly Larvae project, then we will be at Groundswell, and we'd be delighted to chat to anyone that's interested and wants to come and say hello.